Lucas.
Hello. Wait, who joined?
I
Oh, it's Antti. Hello.
Eddie.
Hello.
Yes. I should join more, but I have barely time at the moment.
It's okay, no
Um,
worries. Still setting stuff
yeah,
up.
just wanted to wish you and chat a wonderful night.
Thank you. You
And,
too?
yeah, thank you. I'm trying to work on stuff.
Oh, nice.
And yes, meow, Harold, and see. Bye.
Alright, bye. Hello, pig. Alright, so oops, that's the next video. I was about to stream the next video. Aye. You guys don't want to get spoilers of the next video. No. It's a banger video. I'm already excited about the intro for it. So let me just quickly put this to the side and show you this mess instead. Not that mess. I'm streaming the wrong screen. Hold on, what? You guys are seeing my whole setup here for OBS now. Screen there. Window. It should be this one, but it's selecting the wrong thing. That's okay. It will take the other one then. There. That's weird. Hello, Penguin Operator. Bam! Here we go. We are back again with another painful journey ahead of us. I was thinking if I should do what's it called? Through Raylib, a test. But I think I got the idea pretty good. What I actually need to do is to visualize what I'm trying to do a bit better. So what we're gonna do today is actually we're going to implement. Hello Toads, instead of trying to implement this camera movement with the player controller today, instead what we'll do is extend our debugging tools. Meaning that for this planet, when I try to debug right now, this is what I'm trying to do, right? I'm trying to figure out how I can get this behavior. We have the center of the planet there. This is the planet. Bam! Okay. And is the audio there good? Right, and now I was wondering where's the audio for you guys? It's probably there. But what is it called? Helvum, that's what it's called. Let me just quickly fix it for you guys. I just realized that it's not connected to stream speaker, so you guys don't hear any. Or you guys hear from my desktop audio. I'm gonna put it in here, so now it's a bit louder. The background music on the stream as well, so you can hear it better. If I close this thing, will it still stay connected? It will. Great. Nice screen, thank you. Anyways, what we're trying to do is I want to try to do this, right? And for that, I need to get this vector right. I need to get this line right. And then with this, I can calculate what the forward vector should be in this kind of direction. And then I could calculate the rotation. So avoiding problems, Lamao. No. So what we're trying to do today is I'm gonna implement a tool that we can use to draw dots and lines, because I need to figure out where is my forward vector, where is my actual position right now, what I'm trying to figure out. Because right now I have no idea except a debug terminal that says coordinates, and I have no idea what coordinate that I am on. I could figure it out, right? But then I would have to think about it constantly, and it's like, I think I need a visual representation, because if I can get that right, I can get everything else right. Right? Alright, CFig. So, CFig, it sounds like something bad. But, yeah, we're gonna do... Damn it. This. Build. Yeah, alright. Fuck, whatever. It's not important. Okay. And for that, we're gonna have to go into the renderer again. So, now you follow me on Kick. Nice. I actually should start. Oh shit, we already dropped 63% of the stream. I should. Wait, restream IO. I really should get this. Because if I could get this thing, I think I could stream way better quality. Because I would just stream to one platform, and this one would distribute it to Twitch and Kick and YouTube. And you guys would get a much more pleasant stream in that sense. And also, I could have administrators changing the layout if need be. I would get multi-chat in the. Oh my god, I would get so much good shit. But I think the pricing pool, guys, I know what I'm talking about. The pricing upgrade here, it's it's a bit it's a bit money. Yikes. If I think as soon as 190 a year. Well, I'm live every day. It would actually be kind of worth it in a way, I guess. I would actually use this money quite well, and you guys would get a way more pleasant experience. Have I rendered any text yet? Nah. And it is at 144p. Yikes. Yeah, no. So I will actually, maybe I will do it for the next stream. I will look into it. Let me write it down real quick. And I think you guys would have it way more pleasant, and also I think that yeah, everything would just be better. Trailib, I'm gonna write it here on my to-do for tomorrow. Restream test. I might just get 1 month first and try it out, and then if that seems good for a month, then I will pay for a whole year thingy. Maybe not here, that's a great comment. Alright, so I do have this for debug, but this is actually more or less for colliders. It's not even debug anymore, I just realized. It's actually for collider pipeline. Which is kind of is debug in a way, but I still want to rename them to collider. Because it's so specific for them. Collider meshes. And then we have this one, collider material. Yeah. And then we'll create another one. Well, actually, the material could be the same for... Just the pipeline has to be different. So they could use the same material, actually. For now. So we can do debug here. Yeah. And what we'll do is now we can do debug pipe. Unless, wait, we could actually, how does this, if we do Zigbee build run, how awful does this look like? So we are in here. I'm gonna make it a bit bigger. And what we're gonna do is, when we create the pipeline for debug here, instead of doing here topology, wait, I do use mode line already. Wait, but no, it cannot be using. Yeah. What happens if I do point? Yeah. Nah, that's crazy. So now we see the points of every, okay. But if you do line, scribe with prime. Ah, hello, this is Tota. Thank you so much. Twitch is less laggy, lol. Yeah, nah, I have tried reducing the stream quality, but that's just, in general, it's just so, it doesn't really help apparently. So I keep it, but I think it's because I'm streaming to 3 different platforms that may do a big bad thing. So I will try a restream for a month and we'll see how it goes. Just need to maybe write down that to do it for a month, so I don't do it for a year immediately because my brain will forget. Where did I put it? There. Maybe see a free trial or month. Okay. Let's see, so the points did just that, because I wonder, is line enough to be... Because what happens if I do feel? I think this will be annoying now, but let's see, I want to see it. Yeah, exactly what I thought would happen. Okay, let's see, what else do we have? Fill rectangle, what is this? I'm just trying out things now also a little bit. Wow, you guys seeing this shit? Yo! Yo! That's great. Okay. That's good to know, good to know. What else do we have? Must be we do max enum. That sounds like something bad would happen. Oh! That wasn't good. Yeah, no, that's not good. Okay, so we're not doing max enum. Nah. We're putting back the line. But is the line fine? That you don't need to use a what's it called? Tree. I could literally just do one dot and it should be fine. There's actually an easy way to try this. Is there though? Yes, there is. So we already got the debug here. So what I could do is I could comment out this. So we only do one vertex, and then in here we're just gonna pass in 0. So the first index of the thing. Let's see. That should be okay. Array found 1. Ah, brother, I'm telling it to be 36. Okay, so there should be a point somewhere. I don't see it though. Okay, that's okay. We can do a bit bigger line width, and let's see if what happens then. Well, that one is a bit interesting. That shouldn't happen. Oh yeah, no, that's not for this thing. I'm trying to see where the point is at, but I don't see that damn point. Okay, that's okay. Let's see what happens if I give it another face. So we'll do 2. And then we'll do index 1. I should see a line, but I don't see... Okay, well, now there should be a triangle if I do this. And I forgot that I need to change this thing again. I should just have an underscore there. And I'm gonna have to... Yep, there it is. So I would like to draw just a point, not a whole triangle. That's kind of problematic. One thing I really want to try though is to... Please tell me I can do this. No, I could not. Okay. Ah, but I can do it if I switch the order slightly. I do this. Yeah, that's fine. Interesting. Because I really would need it to just be a just a simple line. I don't want to connect it. But this thing doesn't seem to... I know there's a way to do it. There's a way to do it. There has to be a way. Or if I have to do a line, do I just do a very thin triangle? In Vulkan, if I wanted to draw a line or a dot, do I have to make it out of triangles, or can I just draw 2 or 1 vertex? You don't have to use triangles. Vulkan supports line and point primitive directly, but good idea depends on what you usually type. Input assembly. That's why I primitive list other line typologies. Ah, okay, that's why. I'm in the wrong thing. So in here, we can do debug, but not material. Pipeline underscore the config dot input assembly state dot primitive topology vk.c vk typology vk typology primitive topology list. Was it that the one that suggested? I think so. Let's see. So I don't see. Ah, there was something. Oh, there it is. Look, there's the 9. Wow. Yeah, actually, this one should also be using the same things. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Because I want to see, can I do the same process and it would still work with this thing? Because then we can just use the same debug pipeline. Else I would have to create a separate debug pipeline from colliders and from points and lines here. Let's not draw the textures, if anything, just debug stuff. Well, that's freaking flashbanging me like crazy. Holy moly. So we're gonna change the debug again to not have so thick lines. Just have one instead. I mean, that's... Nah. If you want to see... Let's see. Yeah, no, you cannot do it like this. Nah, it's not gonna work. But we can take this back and let's see how it would look with this thing. So now we should have the cube around us using the same kind of... Yeah, okay, you can see it's a bit wrong. I think if we spawn in another cube here with colliders, yeah, that's how they would look like, and that's not the thing that we want, is it? Nope. So, we're not gonna do that. Instead, what we're going to do... We have to create a separate pipeline, that's what we'll have to do. Shit pants. No, that's okay, it's not too bad. I should actually have a separate file for creating debug stuff and colliders, because this one is getting so huge that because I'm doing everything inside it and it's not that good. Okay, so the collider pipeline, and then we're gonna have the debug material. This one is actually kind of like close to what we want for... Well, actually, no, this is perfect. Holy shit, how convenient this is. Shit, this is convenient, man. Okay, because what we can do here is that we can... This is basically the only difference that we want for this thing. So we can cut this, and then we create... Yeah, sure, why not? Debug material. Rename, this is collider material. Collider material, and this one is collider pipeline. That's not a collider pipeline. And then we can create a new one over here, put this here, and now it's called debug pipeline. It's a bit crazy, but we can use the same config file that we used to create the collider pipeline, but now we just make it to... Yeah. Let's do a note here. This is debug. And here we can now create a new material, which will be and a new pipeline also. Const debug pipeline is equal to try allocator create Vulkan pipeline. So like that. And then we will initialize it. So debug pipeline. See, oh, try init graphics. We're passing the device, and then we're gonna pass in the debug or the config of this thing, like so. And then in here we can now create another one, which will be debug material. It will be equal to try allocator create, and then here we'll just do vk.material instance. Yeah, because this will be a separate, yeah. And then debug material dot pipeline is equal to the debug pipeline that we just created, and debug material that descriptor set is null because we don't need any extra info for this. This is literally just whatever the pipeline is. We don't need anything else there. Yeah. And then at the top, because we have the collider, then we have the debug material. Now we also need the debug pipeline. Well, actually, the material is persistent between both of the. No. Yeah, I need a separate material for both of them. Shit. Yes. Collider. Damn. Collider. Yes. Material. And that's on the heap. So like that. And that is also on the heap. VK pipeline. Yeah. So we'll save that. And it will not hot reload. Good. Because we're missing a few things here. We're missing a collider material, which I think I will assign over here. Collider material is equal to collider material. Yes. And debug material is equal to debug, not collider. Let's see, there should be one more. Debug pipeline. Let's see, debug meshes. Let's do it like this. Debug pipeline, debug pipeline. Now that's more like it. Now the cubes will use. These are actually spheres. It's okay. It doesn't look. Is it actually okay? Looks a bit weird still for me. No, it is correct. You can see it's. This is not a triangle though.
What's up?
Yo, what's up? They should all be triangles. Am I doing the right thing? It looks alright. What's crazy?
It's out with a Java script in the content.
Ah, that's crazy, brother.
So I'm right now planning the UI with like the UI of my thing, you know, that I'm working on the past months. And we're planning it in Google Slides and so far.
Hello, Avian Desir. That Avian? Yes.
Harold is actually the goat of UI. I have no idea how.
How? That's crazy. I also started to plan the next YouTube video. I think it's gonna be pretty fire. I think the intro is already pretty cool. We will see. It's just the first draft of the script still, but it's pretty fire. It's pretty fire. Yeah. Okay, that should be fine then. So now I should be able to. What I'm thinking that I want to do right now. We've just figured that out. That's crazy. What is this? These things? Topology and list and strip. I haven't used that. We'll try them out when we do this. So,
That's good.
am I not strong? Damn. Okay. Okay, because I'm thinking that I will keep in the renderer a kind of like, on each draw call, I will have an array list of structures, an array of structures which will be containing vertices, indices. Oh man, this is so bad. I need to think this through, really. And then a timer for how long this should be rendered, and every loop it goes through. Do we have access to the delta time inside of the draw? We do have access to the time, good. So then we can subtract that. Yeah, so you just provide for how long you want this to be alive, and every time it gets drawn, it gets to decrement, and when this goes to 0 or less, it will remove its entry will be removed from this list, and it will no longer be drawn in a debug way. And then wherever you're in the code, you can call the renderer somehow. I'm thinking, is that a good or bad idea to call the renderer? I think, well, where else would the renderer is the one being responsible for doing this? So you would do, I'm just gonna do R for renderer dot. And then, for example, you could do draw. You could have draw a line, draw vertex, draw dot, sphere, whatever. But right now I want you to be able just to pass an arbitrary. So I'm gonna do draw debug, draw vertex, draw debug, draw vertex, draw debug, draw debug,
By the way,
draw
Lucas,
vertex.
I didn't find Iris.
You didn't find Iris? What do you mean?
Yeah, Winded, right? It was Winded.
Yeah, Winded. But I have the link right in the YouTube description thingy. Somewhere there, but draw. Should I call it draw vertex or draw vertices? Draw vertices, I think. Vertices. And then you just pass in a list of vertices, verts, and a time for it to be alive. You could still do colors later on, but right now I don't. But a time to be alive. Exactly. And maybe some. Nah, you can't do that. Oh, I should do what's mesh shader? What is it called? Because then I could change the thickness of the vertice.
Yeah, you can actually look at mesh shader.
That would be pretty fire. Do I want it though? I think it would be pretty sick, because then you could change the thickness. You could just pass it in here, and then it would be able to change the thickness in the mesh shader of this thing, because it's very primitive. It's literally just vertices trying to do a debug representation. Yeah, we're doing this. You can still do some other customization to pass information to. Yeah, we can do that. I'll rather do that. I should maybe practice a little bit of mesh shaders, but I just want quick and easy. I don't know how complicated are mesh shaders. Mesh shaders. That's how we spell shaders, not really.
I don't know.
Because I think didn't Cheesecake make mesh shaders? Is Cheesecake alive?
No, he didn't, because I think his graphics card didn't support. Yo, Harold, you back?
Yeah, but I gotta go in like 10 minutes again, but yeah. I'm back now.
Do you know, Harold,
A little bit?
how complicated are mesh shaders?
Very. I don't know, what are mesh shaders even? You mean like tessellation?
No. Like different. They're only in Vulkan. That's why.
Yeah, okay, they're probably really difficult then.
Because what I understood is that you can change the width of the. Because I'm doing the debug visualization and like drawing lines and points, right? So I can quickly just see that I got things right, and I understood that you could The vertex, wait, where is it? Tessellation, evaluation, geometry. Where's the... Which one is it then? Assembler. Because I understood that you should be able to change the width of the lines in a mesh
But
shader.
first look of the support of mesh shaders, like what graphics card supports and the Vulkan version and stuff.
How,
That's
but
like the
I would
first
feel like everything that is like post 2020 should be supported almost like.
Yeah, but your graphics card is not post 2020, you know? That's why I'm saying.
Well, this one here's comes from 2008, so I guess it has to be. I'm just saying.
No, just do your research a little. Okay,
Yeah.
Harold, Fred, should we go into other call real quick so we can wait?
Yeah.
Meshlet. Wait, is this what the Unreal uses for? Was it Nanite or what is it called? Because I understood they use meshlets for their thing there. I may be very wrong, but I also think I'm right? Okay, well, that's a thing for later. We are not doing that, but we're doing this. So, what would be the best way to go about this? I think it's part of the debug here, so we'll do it here. Debug draws. Yeah, and this will just be an STD. I'm actually gonna do it on the heap. I could allocate once. No, I can't because I cannot say for sure how many vertices one draw. Well, I could do draw line, and then I would already be quite restrictive about it and then draw dot. And if you wanted to do something more complex, then draw line. Fuck you if you want to do something more complex. I don't care. You ain't getting that. I think let's go with that. So you get R draw line, and then you get an R draw dot. Maybe you should do that as sphere, but we'll see how bad it is. Draw array list. And here, what do we need? Now we need some kind of structure also for this thing to exist in. I'm feeling that this should actually be its own kind of thingy. Is this Vulkan specific even? I think we will put it in assets. Is it an asset? Well, I can just move it if I need it somewhere else. So we're gonna put source, renderer assets, and here we're gonna create debug.sig. It's just a namespace, it's not the real structure on its own. And then in here, we can take some inspiration from here. And we are gonna use the STD, we're probably gonna use numc. Probably don't need access to that, yank that, go back to here, paste it in there. And with this information, we can create now a structure. I have a blackout. Wait, what? How do I create an actual structure? Pubconst, that's how we did it. Pubconst struct. And then I'm gonna call it, what should I call this struct? This is do you actually need a structure for it? Maybe I don't even need it. Wait, hold on. Let's see. I could literally just do an array list of, but I need 2 points. I could create a temporary structure within this thing. Not temporary, but to just create it within this. Could I not? Because they are literally just this thing. And well, it's an array of 4 floats. Yeah, but then I also need a time, which would be a float. So there would be an array of 9 floats, which would be like I could just do it. People would draw a line. Line draw. Pause. And I could do it. It would just be unclear about what it really means, but well, the name is kind of implicitly telling you that what it is. Or I could just do a structure here, which is just debug line. And in this thing we could have we could call it from. I'll be back. Alright, see you in a bit. And see. No, I don't want to use num_c in this case, because then it will be fucked. F32. Like so. And then 2. And then 32. I could actually do F3. Because right now it's kind of misleading, because it's like I do this mainly for padding in the vertex shader. But if I'm gonna use this, I don't want to be constantly thinking about, oh no, what's it gonna be, you know? Oh no. So could do 3. And then what I could do is that I could say, I have a better idea. We could make it even worse. Fuck. Okay. Let's make it as worst as possible. Const line. It's equal to. I forgot the equal sign. I was like, why is it a bit hard right now to read this thing? Okay, there. So we'll do a line, and this just. No, it's not a line. It's a point. Point. Like so. And then we can have position. An array of 3 F32. And then what we'll do here, because now I want the padding, which I think I will do the last F32 would be the color, but I think maybe an I32 is more convenient. Wait, this is actually an. Wait, this leaves. Wait, I'm thinking. Wait. No, I want the debug vertex. That is. Yeah, but there will be a padding of 1 more over here. I'm just not telling it, but there is. Yeah, wait, render. Then I could just. I would get all of the colors within that. Would I not? Debug mesh. An array of 4 F32s. Yeah, I32. It will be perfect to go from. Oh my god, that's so good. Shit, that's convenient. Because then I will have. Wait, fuck. I will have. Oh, that's a bit uneven. But I have 32, so it's 8, 8, 8, 8. I have 8 bits. I could have 8 bits for R, B, and G, and then alpha. And 8 bits is enough to represent 255. Yeah, I get the full RBG in 1. No, am I stupid? Wait, no, I'm not stupid. I think this is right. I thought, what was I thinking before? This is perfect. Yeah, okay, we'll do that. So we can get the color with I32 in here. And then we could change in the shader that we can also take in that and then put the last bit to be a color. So you could always just tell what color you want to use in the debug. Ah, that's so good. I love that. So then we'll have a point. You could change the color for each point, so it would like do a gradient. Okay, if I'm not wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. So we're gonna do from point to point, like so. Is there something else? We want the time alive. Time to die, I guess. It's kind of, because we cannot say a relative time, because then we would have to store the time when it got created. So we're gonna, no, time alive, because we can just, but doing a subtraction is more expensive than just doing a comparison. Well, it's still just a few of them. And if this gets to a bottleneck, well, then we will change it. But for now, I think I will just say time alive. Seconds time alive. Seconds alive. And that will be just an F32. I know I should probably do an F64, a double, but I'm not. I don't really care. If I think this is enough accuracy. If this at some point it's not enough, then I will change it. Yeah, so we'll have a debug line from point to point, this time alive. And then if I just want to debug a point, I could use the same thing. How convenient isn't that, actually? Holy shit. So then we can go back to the renderer. And then here we have this thing. So we'll have draw a line. So what we can do now is shit. Now I have to rethink a little bit, because this is inside of assets. I would have to import it in here, which it wouldn't be a problem, I think, per se. Nothing else really need access to it, so the same way that we do this one, const debug. And then I'm gonna call it debug, like so. So that we'll have access to debug there, and then we can go here, debug the units, yes. Where's my LSP when I need it? It's not showing up. Did I do it the wrong way? No, this is it. Well, anyways, what did I call it even? Debug line. I don't want to call it debug line because it's already in the debug namespace. That's dumb. Let's just call it line. Line. So we'll have this in here. Maybe I cannot use the debug keyword. Something is definitely wrong here. Oh yeah, look at that. Where must be initialized? Const. What do you mean must be initialized? Right, I forgot. So. And let's see what's the problem now. Perfect. Because of that now, we could also do the points while we're at it. I think both should work in the same go. Like that. And then debug point draws. Yeah, and this one will just be a point. Okay. So what we can do now is, because we need to initialize both of them. Let's see, I'm gonna go down there and let's see, we do all of these things. Collider. I wanna put that one with the, oh, it's the collider meshes, yeah. Okay, and then here we can do debug lines draw is equal to dot. I wanna init with the capacity, because I don't wanna do more allocations than needed, so I'm gonna pass the allocator there, and then let's see, let's just do max of 10 lines, right? If we reach that, the program will crash and will be a node, then we will fix it. I fucked up. Point draw, init capacity, allocator, and then 10 as well. Let's just do that. Plain and simple, nothing complicated. Right, we need to do a try. So, there we'll have these things now. And then we can go to the bottom. Kind of funny that I got those there. Oh, GLTF, oh my god. Well, whatever, it fits in here. I should probably figure out a better way to do this. Probably have like the functions in some other file, and just make them public import into this thing or something like that. But let's see, draw, or should I say add draw line, add debug line, or draw debug line? I'm gonna go with draw debug line. And then what you will pass in here is just... we got access to it. Debug dot... yeah, line. Perfect. And then we'll do... line. And then we'll do time alive. F32. And what we'll do here, well, also we need access to self, a reference. Then we can just say self dot debug lines draw dot append assume capacity. And then we'll just pass in... ah, wait, but the time alive is also in this thing already, so I don't need to ask for that. That's so convenient. Holy shit, that's awesome. I'm just stupid, honestly. Line. And... yeah. And what else? Yeah, we need the return type. Void. Maybe an error void. Yeah. Not? Shouldn't there... doesn't this one return an error if it doesn't work? That's weird. That shouldn't it? What happens if you add one assume capacity? Assert. Ah, but that's perfect. Okay. And let's do the same for point. Draw point. And then draw point. And then debug. Don't know if this will actually look that good, but we'll do it for now and see how it goes. Let's be honest. Okay. Shit, I didn't think, because right now when I want to delete one of them, I should actually switch like maybe a linked list. No, but I need some way to, if I, let's say I have this might be a bit tiny for you. I can do this, wow. So if I have this, let's say I can have 4 of them, 5, okay. And then I start to, is this drawing? How the fuck do I switch to drawer? More highlighter, no! That's crazy. I don't even know how to use my own tools. Pen tool, great. So, if I, let's say this is a draw line, it comes here, and then I do another one, and another one, and now let's say this one is done. It goes away, right? Can I erase? That's great. I can. Anyways, now the capacity still assumes that this one is taken, I think. So it's gonna continue to append over here and then here. Now I'm thinking like I still have one left, right? Because that one just died. And then we're there instead of here. And I cannot just... but what I can do is that, okay, let's say we're here. And then this one is dead. Well, what I can do is I take this one over to here and then I kill this thing. Yeah, we'll go with that. That's way easier. Well, not that complicated. Maybe there's already an inbuilt structure for that kind of behavior, but yeah! So, at the beginning of this thing... that would actually be so... Okay, maybe I should actually ask GPT about this, because if there's inbuilt such a feature, I would rather use that thing than... I'm gonna provide it with draw point. It's the most primitive idea that I could do, so... I got this. Let's see, I'm gonna provide it. I don't think this is relevant. Nah, it's probably not relevant. No, it is actually, because... Wait, this one doesn't have time alive. Okay, then it's... Then I need a little bit more information, actually. Fuck, good that I noticed. Seconds alive. F32. 21. Let's take that. Go to here. I need the array with 10 slots. Now, let's say I add 5 points. 0.5 die, 4 die, 0.2 dice. I do shift. Well, so I get a free spot back, or switch places between died point and the last in the array. Free, so I can well, up the last slot. Is there... Yeah. There is such a feature in SIG. There is a pattern SIG standard library, basically pop what you want, swap remove. Yeah, when an element dies, replace it with the last element and pop it last slot. Oh, and order remove, keep order, swap remove. That's exactly what you described. There's a swap remove? No way. So debug line, self point, second delta. Swap room fills the hole with last and shrinks the... No way. Okay, does not preserve order, which is usually fine for debug draws. Don't use here because your mutating length will iterate use while. If you do want to preserve order, use... But shift everything after. Wait, what? But now, isn't this... Won't this have the same issue? Because now I'm swapping while I'm iterating. I mean, I will probably just skip one for a frame or two, but that's okay. So... Yeah. Wait, there is... Okay. Let's see, we can do it in the draw. I feel like, yeah. In the draw we can do it. There. I don't have to... And I'm not gonna do it here in the beginning. I just want to see that that thing actually exists. Draw a line. Swap, remove. Oh my god, so perfect. Okay. I guess I will do it... Where should I do it? Do I want to use the same draw geometry? Probably I should, but there's not even that much information. Well... Yeah. So the same thing that we do down here. It's a bit overkill that I'm using the same GLTF loading or GLTF drawing for everything, but it works. Do I want to draw it after everything else? Before everything? We'll do it here. This is Collider Draw, I'm gonna rename it. Collider debug query. Collider query. Collider draw. Ah, blue there. And main draw context. Yeah. Let's put it here. This is so bad. Debug draw query. Debug query. Well, I don't need to query anything actually, I just realized. I just wanna while and then here I need to do it for both the, well, it's okay, self dot len items. I think they already did a pretty good one. Well, nah. Wait, shouldn't I? Or I is less than, yeah, okay, so you want to capture... Okay, that makes sense. Okay, well then you're skipping the thing. Use size. Lar. I don't want to use I. Well, I kind of have to use I, but I don't like to use I in the middle of a big thing like this. Current debug index. Yeah, I'm actually doing that. And then we're doing this. Inside here, we can should I change it in the middle of this iterate? Yes. Var, and I'm gonna say we're going through line self dot no what I'm going line draw is equal to self dot debug draw dot items, and then we're gonna access current. So you get that, and now we have the line, and with that pretty much we can use the same thing because it's gonna be I didn't think about that. It actually needs a, it has a absolute world position, but then I can just use an identity matrix. Yeah, that should work. It's pretty much the same idea that we do over here. I'm just gonna yank this, it's easiest, and then modify it as we go. So like so. Let me just do that then. Oh, I accidentally removed that, did I? Yeah. So get that, we clear the thing, we don't need this, we don't need that, put this to null, because I'm a bit funny. I should definitely remove this. This should not be needing to be done, but that's how I do it right now. We're not gonna have to do a switch. And we don't... Right, but we need to create the mesh itself. No, we don't need to create the mesh. But I'm thinking I need to push, or actually can I, if I just make a, what's it called, host visible, no, yeah, it's called device visible. Wait, I want it on the host and I want the device to be able to read the information about this stuff. Because what we want to pass in here is actually just the thing. I didn't think this far. And this transform here would literally just be... Can I not do that identity? That's okay. So I could pass in just an empty one. Like that. And then, let's see. The material would always be... It's always gonna be the self.debug material. Now, yeah, we need a way to pass. Oh no, that's not gonna work. Shit, that's not gonna work. Not at all. Or wait, I don't even need to do this. Nah, I don't need to do it. I'm trying to be too rigid about my approach right now. Nah, I don't need to do this. Nah, I don't need to do this. I don't need this. Nah. All we have to do is really just take the thing the same way that we do down here. Bind the pipeline, the descriptor set, do the viewport, we have to do the viewport, and the scissors. And you don't need to do that. And then just find the index buffer and yeah, that's Well, we don't need to do that even. We just have to, because I'm thinking about doing like, for this thing, because it's so dynamic, I don't think I want to push it to the GPU every time, because it's like, it's there for a few seconds, then it's gone, it's not even persistent. So I'm thinking I will probably just do it on the host and the device will just, I think it's, yeah, I think that's still better. But right now I would start to do a lot of duplicated code just for this specific case, which is, I kind of do need to do. And I don't have the render object star, I don't have the index stuff, no, but that's okay. I'll just take it. Make it work and then make it good. That's, and then we don't even need to worry about any of these things. They are all, and then we don't even need that, and we don't need that. Well, we do need that though. Okay, so I can put it right there. We're not gonna have to do this thing, we're not gonna do that. Well, we could actually keep track of the... Okay, that could optimize a little bit, but I don't think it's even worth it at this point. Render material pipeline, don't care. That I do care about. Let's see, I think I have too many, like so. This one is a bit extra there, wait. One of these were not, that one was supposed to go and this one is supposed to go, like so. Now I feel like I should have the right amount, but apparently not. Wait, let me just undo until. Wait, how the fuck did I redo? Wait, undo, redo. Like so. So we're gonna get rid of this one, which is this. Like so. And then we have this one, which is associated with that one. Then we don't need... like so. He still complains about. I think I did it right last time, but I just didn't understand. Because this should all be... yeah. Don't know what it's on about. Anyways. We don't need this, we don't need that. We do need this thing. Don't need that. These are all things that are needed. Needed. Gonna have to change a little bit over here though. Let's see. Here's already complaining. Render object, material instance, graphics pipeline. Yes. Jesus Christ, what is this long ass thing? Material instance pipeline. Self. Oh my god. Not that one. Debug material. Oh, we do have the pipeline already like this. And then there's the graphics. So. And then this render object doesn't exist, it's just the same thing. Self.debug pipeline. And then get layout. Like so. This one, if... well, this one will always be true. We'll never have this case happen. You can just delete that. And here is where the thing will get magical. First of all, I'm fucking something up. Let's see, we'll have the if condition, check. This is because I don't have this. I don't have it at all. So, do that real quick, and then... no, don't need to do that. Then this thing is gonna happen, and yeah, there's an extra one of those there. And let's see, push constant world matrix. I think I might have... shouldn't... well, let's see. Yeah, we don't have a... this is where the thing, yeah. Vertex buffer. Because now kind of would like to just create one on the fly and just allow it to be there, kind of. That's what I'm thinking. And that's what this thing would also represent. We're not combining that with that. Yes. Let's see. We'll take this first. Push constant, yeah, because I think I will have to push. Yeah. We'll have to look into that. Ah, shit! So... I need to create... mesh. Basically what I do in here, but I don't want to initialize all of these things. Buffer size, well I kind of need to do it, but I could simplify it. Yes, and then let's see, where do we have the here usage storage buffer bit. But this one is supposed to do the submitting it to the GPU. What I'm trying to do is not do that. I think. And it's such a small time period that it should be alive, but it could still, when you do the draw line, you could actually do the creation of the whole thing. And then through the draw line, you could access all of the Vulkans. Nah. How does it work? If I just store it on the... do I have a handle? Do I just have my own local pointer that is on the device? No, the host, I mean. I think it's probably the... Damn. I'm just feeling, I don't know what it's called, but when you go train at the gym and you get those, I don't know what they're called. But I'm peeling those off right now. It's satisfying as hell. Okay. Let's go in here actually. Because boring. Oh my god, that was such a, I don't know. Tata dress. No, in the Vulkan GPU you can only really read vertex data from VK buffer memory that device can access, and no, host RAM is meaningless to the GPU. Wait, what? Can you not just store it? I think wait, host visible, wait. Do and what debug renders you should do it. The simple correct way for debugging lines to points. Keep your debug point line in the CPU array, yeah? Each frame write them into a Vulkan buffer that lives on host visible memory. Yeah, so the CPU can map right. Bind that buffer as the vertex buffer and undraw. That's still not really storing on the GPU. Long term is just per frame upload, yeah. Option A, host visible vertex buffer, no staging. Create a VK buffer with usage vertex buffer. Allocate memory with VK memory properties. Host visible, prefer also host coherent, yes. Map one set init, keep it mapped common. But the thing is that, yeah. Oh yeah, and then I can just, no, can I? Host memory, it's still Vulkan device memory that is host visible, often pinned bar unified. Staging buffer, device local buffer, best work. Best performance, more work, not worth it for debug draw unless you have tons of data. You cannot make it host. Debug, use one persistently mapped host visible vertex buffer size for your max debug vertices and just overwrite it every frame. Two important gotchas. If the memory is not coherent, you must flush after writing. If the GPU might still be reading the last frame data using ring buffering, e.g. 2 to 3 per frame buffer, one big buffer width per frame offset. I want to think about that, yeah. Well, yeah, I could actually just use one. And I would allocate it once on init, on start. I would just do this, allocate buffer. And then I could pass all of the information here. Create the buffer. And okay. Wait, how can I do that with VMA? I'm a bit unsure about that, but it should actually, it's easier still, but let's see. I think that's all I need to do then. And then I can just copy on, should I have one for each frame? Wouldn't really matter, I guess. It will break if it doesn't work, so what I will do is that we'll do here, debug, line. At this point it should be a struct, so I could just access the debug dot something. Line, what should I call it? VBO? Handle. Yeah. Debug point VBO handle. Well, that's a crazy VBO right there. Let's see. Yep, makes it this way easier. What you want is persistently mapped host visible streaming vertex buffer. Can override every frame, optionally as a ring buffer. Below is a usual setup, works great for debug lines points. Create persistent mapped. Allocate memory the CPU can write, host visible. Keep it mapped forever, mapped bit. Tell VMA you access pattern, most access sequential write bit. Use it as a vertex buffer, buffer vertex buffer. Yes, and then you do sequential. Yeah. Buffer, and then persistently mapped pointer. P mapped. You should just get that whenever I need. Now, map is where you mem copy your generated. Yes, but where the no, okay. Is it doing? It switched to C++ or C-ish. Applies to SIG. Yeah. Copy your debug vertices into the map, blah blah blah. If no memory is not coherent, flush. Avoid GPU CPU hazard ring buffer. This one is I'm a bit curious, I'm probably gonna fuck this up. If you override the same memory while the GPU is still drawing last range, you can get flicker corruption. Yeah. Simple fix, triple buffer offsets inside. But you could also just use a separate in frame data. Well, then you would have to synchronize all of these things. Okay. So create map bit, host access, sequential write, usage. But is it doing anything else? Buffer info, it's just... I think still I have to do this. Let's just focus on the draw line first. So then when we get down here in the init, oh, this might be a bad idea. Yeah, try dot. There should be a dot init there. Oh my god. Maybe this one is actually cleaner if you do it outside. Const bug line yo handle.
Ho ho ho. What
Hello,
do we
hello.
have here?
How are you, my dear friend?
I'm not dear nor a friend.
Damn. I'm just schizophrenic
So-
right now.
Yeah, as bro, I've been sitting here alone being depressed now.
Yeah, it actually moved forward. Still trying to
That's
see size.
Unbelievable.
Timmy. I love Timmy. Timmy's the best.
Harold,
Yes.
we need to play a game.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Fred,
Which
do
game?
you also want Territorial IO?
Oh,
Fred, do you
that
also
game.
wanna
Oh,
play it?
yeah.
Lucas, come play Territorial IO with us.
Territorial IO?
Yeah.
Send the link, bro.
The thing is,
How do you spell
it's
that?
not like I'm
Territoria?
not sure how you. I think territorial.io instead.
Oh, there
Nah,
it
it's
is.
online. Yeah,
Should we
bro, we're gonna
go?
play it.
No, I
Because
will join
everyone's,
after
like,
the
dead,
stream.
and then we go.
So about
Unbelievable.
an
I'm
hour.
sure if I'm
Then
still on, but yeah.
oh, okay. Well, I cannot. Not
Okay.
now.
Yeah.
I'm so close to getting this thing
But
to
everyone
run
searched-
debug.
wait.
So
Actually, if we're gonna play Territorial IO, should we move back to not disturb Lucas?
yes,
I don't
please.
know how logged in Lucas is because I think we're not gonna talk that much. Like,
I'm pretty locked in. I'm pretty locked
bro,
in.
just shut up.
I'm pretty locked in right now, bro. I'm
Okay.
telling you.
okay, then we will come back in a sec.
Usage, BMA usage. It's not probably gonna have the same kind of usage as this one. Like that. Yeah. And let's see. Oh shit. Then we have the VMA usage, which would be what they suggested. VMA allocation create map bit, but I think I have that. It's just a. Let's see, init create map bit, yeah. But then VMA usage flags bit usage auto or auto for review version that has it. Wait, hold on. Oh, why would I want access sequential though? Not sure about that. Do they explain? They just have it. If you never read it on the CPU, sequential write is preferred. That's small stuff. But I don't know if I want to do an auto thing. Let's see, usage auto. I don't like auto. The auto sounds always like it just figures it out, and that's I don't like those. We'll do it. Okay, so now we should have that, and then debug VPO. Handle. Well, that's not the handle, that's actually the debug VPO now. Vertex buffer, and that's just buffer, so let's change that. Where'd it go? No! Where'd it go? Debug VPO there. Rename. Ah, it's expecting the actual. Now I should actually have this to be a variable. Differary raided with a viewer count of 17. Thank you so much for the raid. Holy moly. Yeah, sadly I'm in a state again where I'm not really having anything to show at the moment. I'm trying to implement. Has no member name use. Damn, what? Right, that's. Whoops. I got music though. Hello, blurry squirrel. Wow, raid, yeah. Hello, Arctic. Nice. That should be it, I think. And then, yeah. I think in here we should now have access to. Don't care about this. If render index buffer, don't care about that. And technology. And don't care about that. This thing we do care about. Index buffer. So what we'll do in here, index buffer. Do I care about this? So wait, bind index buffer. Yeah, but I'm starting to feel I don't care about it. Let's see. Debug. I'm back. Hello, hello. Debug line VBO dot, and then we do have all of this, but I'm a bit buffer dot. Index buffer. Wait, I haven't. Because what I actually care about is just that, don't I? Buffer. I don't even know why that one is yeah, VK buffer. And then I have the VMA allocation info. And I should be able to get the. Can I just do. Which one is it that has the mapped? It's the allocation dot. No, which one is it that has it? Info? That pmap data there. But can I just access it arbitrarily and say that at a specific point I want something in there? Let's say that's how it's done. I'm not sure actually at this point. But how? Yeah, because this one has the VK device address and the vertex. And that's right. But do I care about that? I don't think I do. But I need to know where I start rendering from, but then I cannot pass it as, and I need a different kind of shaders, I think. Because I'm using this over here, but if I don't use that anymore, which would be convenient for the thing that I'm trying to do. Draw index. Yeah, okay. We're not doing that, and then I would like to push this, but we are not doing that either. Really? I really have to do a different kind of. No, then I have to change it so much. Or I would actually just push it as if it was a mesh, which would be such an overkill for it. I could do it, but then I would have to. I would literally just initialize it once, and then it would live for a few seconds and would be killed, and initialize another one for a few seconds and kill it, and that would be so. Well, I have to do it either way, but I mean, this is just a way bigger object and bigger structure. and it takes just more time to do, and I'm like, I don't really need it. It's such a small primitive thing. Anyways, because ugh, to do this, it takes time. Especially because I have to go through this thing. I wouldn't like to do it. Copy buffer, nah. I think, wait, don't I have to do this either way? Nah. I don't think so. STDMM as bytes. And then you could just pass in the vertices like so. But I think I will have to do... Yeah, you can do an arbitrary... Ah, nice, amazing. So data... Vertex buffer size... How does this work? Yeah, okay, because it's for this current one. And the buffer size plus the buffer offset, yes. So when I add, I want to manipulate where it's being added on to. Oh shit, this is gonna be great. So if you go back to the renderer, let's just proceed with that first. So we have the draw debug line. Well, then we don't really need this anyways. We just need a time that it exists. I'm such... it's okay. Debug. DBO. And then we can go for info mapped. So we'll get this pointer, it will be a variable, and we'll say data mapped. So we'll have that, and then we can say map, and we should be able to index it. And now we actually do want to know about how many do we have, because we want to... Shit, how do I want to see this thing? Well, there's only one point, right? There one point consists of, or there are 2 points. It's aligned, one beginning and an end, so it's 8, because the 1 point contains 3 points and then a color, because of padding. And so I have to move it by 8 by the size. Not that one. Line draws. We'll probably change that items.len multiplied by, and then 8. So we'll move 8. And we actually want to do a mem copy, right? Mem copy destination and from source. So from there, I'm trying to create a slice right now, so I want to do this, and then I want to go to from here, and then +1 from this point. The same thing that I'm basically doing in the other thing, which is here. So from the same place, and then by the offset, which would be an 8 again. Then I think it's easier to just do a const start. Start, and then we want to go to start and then +8, because that's what I got with the information. Probably should use some more size of or something like that, but probably could do size of line. No, I can not, because I have the time alive in this structure. Or just remove it from there, and then you pass it in a separate parameter, and you could do size of line, and then it would always be scalable with that. And then the time alive would change to be the new That would be better, I think. Yeah, let's change it to that. Yeah. And then we get rid of a few allocations. So you can do this, and then point and point. You don't need that. So it will be just this. You have the position, the color. Maybe should make it extern struct. Yep. Because it's gonna be passed on to the shaders, so. And then in here, we will have to take in the line, but now we can also take in the time. Time, seconds alive. Because I'm gonna use seconds for this. It's alive. F32. So we're gonna be using that, and we'll change it slightly, this whole thing. What I will do to begin with is go to this thing. We no longer, we can completely ditch this idea, because it will not be actually needed. Instead we can do an 10 array of F32s, like so. And same for this one. Because this will just keep track of how long they should be alive. Nothing else. The buffers will have the actual information about vertices, but they well, unless I want to use the debug vertices in some other kind of point, but I don't think I want to do that. And then I will just, yeah, no. And okay, it's not complaining, it should be complaining in another spot, but that's okay, we will complain later. And what we can do then is just size off and then debug that line. Same for this one, size off, debug that line, like so. So if I want to change for some reason in the future, we should be able to, what the hell? Let's do that. And so we're gonna take it from here to there, and what we're gonna copy in is just the line information at that point. And then seconds, yeah, that's what will be right, but maybe I should make it an array list because I have no idea now what that actually is. That's a bit of a yikes. It is. But I can do an array list with a set size array list. Fuck, I forget that every time. F32 just dot. Can I initialize with init buffer slice? We're just saying that I want to use. I think I can I not? Init buffer. And then can I just do it like this? Say that 10 32s. Is that something that is valid approach? No, we'll see. We will complain if it's not valid. Self dot debug line straws dot append assume capacity and then seconds alive. Found what? Expected statement. Okay, wait. I think it's just tripping. Is it not? Yeah. So then it should just do that. It should add this to over here. Right, but I have no, I do know everything I need to know. Damn, I cannot do no member name unit buffer. What? Why did it suggest it then if there isn't? That's not good. Init capacity, but that needs an allocator. Init buffer. Oh, just right there, I don't get it. Initialize with externally managed memory. The buffer determines the capacity. The is set 0 when initialized this way. All functions are accepted and allocated are going to cause illegal behavior. It should be fine. Don't know why it's complaining. But it is. Okay, there's to struct. Wait, am I reading this right? No member name. Well, there is now a member name. Nah. I don't know, man. I think it is there, but we can try a different. Let's see. We'll just. So I could also just do this and just don't initialize it here, but when we do that, oops, that thing. So we'll let it be like that, and then we go down, not there. It's complaining in the wrong place. Fuck. Here is where I wanted it to complain. Ah, yeah, because this thing uses still the wrong stuff. And then I wanted to replace this with that. Let's see. Is this fine then? No. No, what the hell are you on about? It's right there, I swear to God. That's... My LSP is... No, my whole unit is broken. There. Unit capacity. Unit, what do we have? Unit buffer. I don't know, man. I think it should work. Sig build expected type, found type. Oh wait, I think I might know how to. Do I have to do... Shouldn't I be able to do something like this? No, no, no. I feel like I should be able to do something like that. Because I could use an allocator to allocate a capacity. But I could also, I would prefer to just use the stack memory, if I could do that. Ah, too much to think about. Simple. No need to think anymore. I really should just need to try. Let's see, yeah. And then in here, push constants. Right, now we're the fact that the shader won't be able to. Yeah, now the shaders won't be able to work with this. We'll have to. No, no, I can still change it. Yeah, I can change that. Thank God. So. I'm just gonna do a copy, actually move, debug, drag, to collider, let's drag. Yeah. And then debug that vert. to collider.vert. And then we'll copy collider vert debug vert. I don't know if this was the dumbest way I could have done it, but that's okay. Frag debug at frag. Like so. And now we can go back to renderer. I'm already at the render. And we're gonna go to, what am I trying to find? I'm trying to find config. Not this config. Whoa, I have so much configs here. This is what I was trying to find. So we're gonna load, we're gonna load in the collider. Yeah. Like that. And we're gonna paste it there, so we'll get the colliders first. And then what we can do is we can select all of this, yank that, and yeah, that's okay. It's the debug pipeline, vertex shader and fragment shader that we're gonna change out. So then we initialize the collider first, and then we do the debug. And in here, we're gonna load in the I call them still mesh frag shader. Funny. We're gonna change this to be debug. And then here I'm just gonna change this to be called debug. And then we have to destroy both of these. That's great. Debug. Like so. And in here, when we do the new config, I can actually do it here while we're at it. Whoa! Not that. So debug pipeline config dot fragment shader will now be equal to debug. There's so many debug words now. Fragment shader and debug pipeline config. Vertex shader will be equal to debug. Vertex shader. So now that should be initialized with the new one, and then we can go to debug. We can actually change this to be. Why do I have this in a frag? The frag doesn't even need it. Whatever. It's the debug vertex. So I will not be able to do this, which I don't even want to do, I think. What I want to do is kind of like, I think it's what I have been doing before. No, wait, I have always been using this. What? No, that's weird. Okay, wait, how do one do this without using the vertex? The buffer reference. Actually, I'm gonna add a field here. Is it called I32 or what? It's int? Folder. I actually don't remember, so long ago I did this, what the fuck? Is it time for a GPT moment? But yeah, anyone who just joined in or is still here confused. Basically what I'm trying to do is to get the player orientation to be correct. I have a planet, and then we have the also the enemies, but I want basically this behavior when you walk around that you will always be like upright towards the surface of whatever planet you're on. So like this kind of behavior here as well, if the planet looks like that. And yeah, apparently I struggle hell a lot just to get the vectors right. So what I'm trying to implement right now is just so I can draw debug lines and see that I get these things correct. Because I tried to print in the terminal, that was freaking unreadable as hell. Like, yeah, the numbers looked right, but I have no idea what it represented. Or if what it represented was correct. So yeah, I'm just implementing a little bit of a debug draw line. You do have buffer address, but only if the enable buffer device and you Vulkan. Do I have it though? You need buffer address as enable on the device. But then don't you have to create a separate get buffer device address? You can wait, you can do that. I thought you had to. Get buffer device address, huh? Okay, but do I have to do that? Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah. This is how I remember it also, so this makes more sense. I was like, how did I do this again? Okay, but then I have to provide probably no, I don't have to. One binding is stride, vertex, 2 attributes, color, position, color, yeah? No, that should be fine. Yeah. Yeah. But don't I have to... No, it's just location. Location is equal to 0. Okay, that's... Okay, whatever. It's just the... They move the push constant. Yes. No, that's exactly what I want. Perfect. Not that. Don't care. Invec 3. And then Inquisition. Station 1. Yeah. And then with that, I should be able to just take Inquisition. And then don't care about that, push constant. Yeah. No, I don't really have a need for anything else, honestly. That's just such a simple thing. I do have the color, but I think we'll do it without the... I think I might have to do the color. Nah, we'll see. Anyways, renderer. And now I just wonder, how do I actually pass? Run. It's... It's okay, total 16 bytes, yep. Mapped buffer, let's see. This, so you can compute offset like rendering frame, what you actually pass, build CPU, append. Then here, let's see, this is basically, yep, mem copy. I don't do that though. We'll see how it goes. If not host coherent flush. I don't remember, did I do it host coherent? I don't think I did. And then here, this is what I want to do. Vertex buffer offset. And then vertex count, well that will just be 2. Yeah, okay, well let's find vertex buffer and draw. Yeah, let's do that. I could also just do a temporary, just simple one where it doesn't really do anything besides that. But hey, so here, we still need to do the push constants though, I think. And we'll just do that. vk.c vk command find vertex buffer. Okay, well I see kind of why you would like to use that plugin. Oh shit, maybe I should use it. Whatever. The command buffer. Then the first binding. Ah. Binding count. Well, 1. Then the buffers. Interesting. And then the offset. Fuck, but I don't have. Okay, well, I don't care. And then the buffers. This one will be just self dot debug line VBO dot buffer. We have to do the pointer. Offset, let's just do 0 for now. And we have to do the address of so. And then vk.c vk command bind. Where's it? Draw index. No, just draw. Huh. Okay. So the command buffer, vertex count, instance count, first vertex, and first instance. Command buffer. I already forgot. Vertex count and instance count. Well, the vertex count will be 2. Yes. 1. I don't really know how to think about this. This is a bit weird, but it's okay. Instance count and first index, first vertex and first instance 0, 0. So we should be pretty much fine with that. For each draw, we'll now just do that. Found. Right, it's actually expecting this. I don't think I need to provide entry name, I just need to provide the thing, yeah. On that. Module. And same with this thing. Right. And then this. Oh my god. So. Never mutated. That should. At the end. Mutate. I could also just do it there, but I'm gonna do it at the end of the loop. Or I can do it here. Line draw items. For now, this is going to be used, but just to get it to work first, we're not gonna link. What the fuck is called link? For now, I'm not gonna care about it. It's never mutated then. Yep. Const. Like so. Okay. No compiler. Or, well. Okay. Let's see. There shouldn't be anything drawn though, so let's see what it actually does. Okay, there it failed already, that's okay. Let's see. Create graphics pipeline vertex input vertex attribute description does not have a location 0, but vertex shader has an input variable location. This can be valid if either vertex attribute robustness or maintenance feature is Vulkan specs if vertex attribute robustness okay. So the same way that I do it for the fine rate pipeline. Yeah, I need to do what do I need to do? Not the push constant, but the should be in here. Wait, what? Offset there. But that's for the push constants, that's not for the. Let's see. Push constants, descriptors, it's there. Don't I tell it to have a. Right, but they're using the same. Right, because I used this layout, descriptor scene data handle. I cannot use the same unless if I want to. I could create a separate layout now, which would be okay, I would suppose. Or I could actually just squeeze this all into the same idea of doing the same approach, because then I can use the same layout idea. Both are fine. I kind of like this actually. It's new for me, but at the same time, like, I have to keep it if I create it. It's great, honestly. Most of these things I created following a C++ tutorial, so I get to rethink my design a little bit now. Or not rethink the design, or well, I get to rethink it up a little bit, but I'm probably not gonna change it, but it's okay. I mean, then I would have to just create one. It actually was pretty convenient to just do this one thing once and then accessing the points inside of the shaders. So now I'm kind of like, should I just continue on with that? Why not? But this would be kind of nice also to just recreate everything manually and it'll get a fresher. Nah. But how can I get the handle vertex? And that it does the right... that I could do. So then... well, it's okay. We'll... It's okay. It's okay. So we'll not do this then. Let's see, I'm just gonna do this. You can still use the same information. This should then still not run. Oh, this will run. Almost run. Let's see what is the problem now.